Hello everyone and welcome to this recording. This recording is for Entrepreneurship 6212, and what we're going to be doing today is looking at the second assignment. So at this stage, the first assignments have been handed in, they've been marked, and you would have received your feedback from the first assignment. So most of the work went really well. I was very happy with how you guys put in such a lot of effort into it. There was one or two that needed a little bit of remediation who I've reached out to, but in general, most of the assignments went very, very well. And now we're full steam ahead working towards assignment 2, which is obviously due on Friday. Let me just check. Yes, Friday the 3rd of May, when we are going to be looking at assignment 2. So assignment 2, you will be happy to know, takes form of the same sort of format. So it's the same structure. We are looking at a report that we are going to be writing for assignment 2. So it's very similar to how you would have structured assignment 1. So nothing has changed with regards to the format of the actual assignment. Obviously, the questions are different, but the assignment format remains the same. So as an introduction, they give you this case study where they tell you about solar panels and how we need to include solar panels. You know, we are dealing with a lot of load shedding here in South Africa, and yeah, the beginning part of the case study just speaks a little bit more about this. They speak about you know, how you and your family have sort of seen a need where you can use solar panels as a source of income, so you can set up a business because of this load shedding. So because load shedding is here to stay, we get stage 2, stage 3, it's here for many, many years. You have now identified an opportunity to start a solar panel business. Okay, so you and your family have decided to start a small business in which you are going to install solar panel products or solar products for households. Okay, so you are going to look at the solar installation. You're going to look at different products that you can use, and you and your family are going to put your money together, but you need to also get some extra money. So you need to be drawing up a business plan to get this money, and you're going to be approaching investors in order to invest in this business that you are doing. And you are writing a report in which you are going to indicate to these potential investors what your business is about, what your business idea is about, and how your business is structured. So again, we've got that word limit there of the report. So between 1,500 and 2,000 words in which you are going to answer the questions. Okay. So the first part of your report is obviously a cover page. On this cover page, just include your name, student number, the module code, the title of the report. So for example, this is a report being written to investors. We are looking at the solar panel business. So we are looking at how we can use this report to, you know, to gain finances. So we're going to be looking at the cover page, just give a brief title of what it's going to do. Then you're going to provide a general introduction. So here's the information here for the general introduction. Again, between 250 and 300 words, you're going to introduce what you're going to be speaking about. So a brief introduction to the solar products that you're going to be doing, a brief introduction to what this assignment is going to entail, some of the things that you are going to be speaking about in the assignment. So really just a general introduction as to what is coming in the report. And then there are 8 questions that you are going to answer. The questions range from about 5 marks to 15 marks. Most of them are 10 or 15 marks that you would need to do. You can see, as always, I have given you a page number as a starting point that you can indicate in it there as well. So let's have a look at these ones. Please, guys, while I'm seeing it there, please make sure that you write the subheadings in as well. So if you write question 1, or even if you write small business, whatever it is, just so that I can see that this part of the report is indeed answering the questions in some students won't put question 1, but please do indicate that this is where you are answering question 1 now. Okay, so let's look at question 1. The question is saying that you've got this business idea and now you need to look at starting up a business. What are your motivations to starting up a business? What are your motivations and perceptions to starting up a business for 5 marks? Now, immediately there should be like a a deja vu moment here because this was a very similar question in the previous assignment as well. So one of our questions in the previous assignment was also asking for the motivations and the perceptions to starting up a business. Okay, so remember that we are now focusing on a small business. We are looking at setting up a small business. So what would be your motivations? What would be your perceptions of starting a business? Okay, so what would be, yeah, like I said, what would be the perceptions of starting up a business? Why would you want to start up a small business? Okay, so what are some of the things that would be your motivators? And if you see that you are using some of the information that you have used in assignment one, that is okay. You can use some of that information in this assignment as well. Then we're going to move on to question 2, where we are looking at a 10-mark question. Here, you guys, you're going to have to do some of your own research. You will see the textbook doesn't have so much information on the following questions that are going to come. So you do need to do some of your own research for this question as well. So question 2, they're asking us how you're going to expand your business. So you're saying you want to include this as a family business. You are thinking maybe of franchising. So you need to look at how you can franchise. So the first thing that you are going to look at is what is a family business? So describe the concept of a family business, give a definition of what a family business is, explain some of the concepts of a family business, give some of the ideas pertaining to the definition of a family business. And then you're going to look at what are the forces that would drive a family business. So, what would make you set up a family business? What would be some of the driving forces of it? And again, you can see that on page 125, 126, where they speak a little bit more about the businesses as well. What are some of the ideas that you would find that are going to set up um, a family business? Or what are some of the driving forces? What are some of the reasons? I think that's the word I'm looking for. What are the reasons you would implement when you are creating a family business, or when you are starting up um, a family business as well? Remember, we are looking at doing this through franchising, so you are welcome to bring in the concept of franchising here as well. What would be some of the reasons why you would buy a franchise business, or why you would franchise your business as well? Okay, but the main focus here for the 10 marks is defining family business. So give a solid definition of what family business is and what are the concepts that it entails, and then what would drive you? What are the reasons that you and your family would start a family business? Okay, so what drives the family business? Then we move on to question 3 for 15 marks. Quite a long question, but again, not a difficult question. And again, you're going to need some extra research here. You'll see in your textbook on page 114 and 115, moving on towards the top there of page 117 where it ends, that they speak about this concept of due diligence. So the question is asking us to outline what is due diligence, what is the process of due diligence, and how can we use it to ensure that we are actually, you know, getting something that is solid, that is good, that hasn't been, we've evaluated this opportunity. So we want to start this solar panel business or solar product business. Now we need to make sure that this is actually a reasonable idea. And in order to make sure it is a reasonable idea, we need to do what we refer to as a due diligence test, or we need to evaluate the business with what we call due diligence. So in the first part of your answer, explain what due diligence is, set up a definition, look at what due diligence, find some extra resources that can go into detail about what due diligence is, and then apply it to the business that you are going to be looking. So look at some of the factors that you would incorporate in due diligence, the finances, any other flaws, the business environment, what are the customers like, what is the market like for your business. So look through how you would be able to find due diligence. Remember, we are looking at converting this business into a franchise. So we want to make sure that the business that we are highlighting, which is the family business, is going to pass this due diligence test, that we can make sure that we are going to look at the due diligence for this business. So again, a starting point from 114 through to 116, looking at the due diligence of something. Okay, so as part of the franchising, we need to be cognizant of due diligence, because you want to use this idea as a, you want to maybe set up this business through a franchising as well. Then you need to make sure that there are due, due due diligence as well. Okay, so yeah, so just remember that as your business, if you're reading through the case study, that you're going to be looking to employ electricians and things like that. So you need to make sure that you can set up this and that it's going to be feasible, that the due diligence is actually going to be worth it for you to do as well. Okay. Then looking at question 4 for 10 marks, short and sweet question. We are speaking about social entrepreneurship. So the question 4 is asking us, you and your family have a very close relationship with the local community. They support the local community projects and events. And now we need to describe the importance of participating in social entrepreneurship projects within the community of your franchisees. Okay, so in the community in which you see yourself, how can you uphold this idea of social entrepreneurship? So the first thing that you need to do is obviously give me a definition of what social entrepreneurship is. Okay, so if you go to page 15, you'll see there's a short little bit of information on that. Again, not enough for the full 10 marks. You need to add extra information. You need to be doing extra research there for the social entrepreneurship part as well. So step 1, define what social entrepreneurship is. Step 2, go and apply social entrepreneurship to your company or to your business that you are doing. So why is it going to be so important for you to participate in social entrepreneurship within the community that you see yourself in? So how are you going to uplift the community? What are you going to do to sort of preserve the natural environment? What are some of the sustainability functions that your business is going to uphold? And why is that so important for 10 marks? Then we move on to question 5 and question 6. Question 5 for 15 marks, so another longer question coming up here, but not too difficult. On page 88, they speak about a feasibility analysis or a feasibility study. There's quite a lot of information for this question in your textbook, so it would be enough to sort of write it from the textbook, but obviously you would also then need to apply it to your business. What are they saying? They're saying conduct a feasibility analysis of your business by making use of the feasibility analysis. So you are going to look at doing a feasibility analysis. You are going to look at the framework of feasibility. Now you'll see in your textbook on page 90 as well, I just want to add that in here, 90, there is a diagram, and you are welcome to use that diagram as a base point for what you are going to be using. So feasibility study is asking ourselves, is this business idea going to be successful? Is there potential for it in the market? Is it attractive in the industry? What is my competition? What is the market? What is the industry? How can I create something that's going to define my success within this business? So conduct a full-on feasibility analysis of this idea of selling these solar products as a business. So what is the feasibility analysis? What does it mean when we speak about the competition? What is the current competition in the market? Who are the customers? Who are your potential customers going to be? In what industry do you see yourself? Is your market potential, is it attractive? Are there enough marketers within it as well? Okay, so you can go all the way on to page 91, where they just go and explain that diagram in more detail as well. So you need a full feasibility analysis in which you describe what the feasibility analysis is, and then you explain the framework of the feasibility analysis. What is the industry? What is the market? Is this a niche market? Is it competition? Look at the feasibility. Remember, at the end of the day, the feasibility analysis should be able to tell us, yes, go for the idea, or no, scrap the idea. Okay. Then we look at question 6 for 10 marks. Again, extra research would be needed here. Discuss the importance of a business plan to potential franchisees. So you want to try and sell this business as a franchise. Why is it important for you to have a business plan? So what is a business plan and why is it important for you? What are the stakeholders going to be interested in? How are you going to get money? What are some of the reasons why we would have to have a business plan? Why would we need a business plan? We are looking for at least 7 justifications or 7 reasons as to why a business plan is so important. Please don't just use an AI generated answer. This has to be specific to your solar product company that you are going to set up with your family. It has to be applicable to that. Okay. And then the last 2 questions, question 7 and question 8. Question 7, we're jumping right into marketing, one of the most exciting parts of creating a business plan. And here you are going to look at compiling a marketing plan, a brief marketing plan. On page 160, moving back onto 170 and 171, the bottom line of a marketing plan, ladies and gents, is that it must include all the 4 P's. So what is the price? What is the product? What is the place? Where are you going to sell it? And what is the promotion? So if you just focus on the 4 P's for your marketing plan, analyzing each one in relation to your solar business. So for example, what is the product that you are going to sell it? What is the price? So drawing up a marketing plan for your business, okay? So it needs to be a brief marketing plan. Some marketing plans can be many, many pages long. Yours only needs to be about 15 or 16 facts. So you only need to do that. In the marketing plan, remember, it's going to show you how your business is going to reach and serve the customers. So that's what the goal of the marketing plan is going to describe how your business is going to attract customers. How are you going to entice the customers to buy your product or to use your service? So in your marketing plan, you need to highlight what are some of the things that you are going to be doing in order to get the customers to buy your product. And there again, you'll see us that they speak about the 4 P's: price, product, promotion, and place. So include those in your answer there as well. Okay. And then the final questions, again, using examples for 10 marks, discuss the psychological influences of customer shopping. So in your textbook for this particular question, there's not a lot of information that has been covered on psychological influences. What are psychological influences? Those are the things that are going to influence us to buy those solar panels. So what are our behaviors as consumers? What are we being influenced by in order to buy it? Psychological influences that we don't want to perhaps study in the dark. So that's why we would rather buy solar panels. Or we know that our children are writing exams, so we need to invest in these solar lights because they need to still be able to study. Those are my psychological influences. My thoughts are influencing me to make a purchase into the product. So you need to ask yourself, what are the influences on the consumers that are going to be using and buying your product? What are they being influenced by? Okay. And then obviously we're going to look at the conclusion. So obviously you're going to conclude it. Again, you've got a word limit there of the conclusion. So you've got between 250 and 300 words that you're going to conclude. References, very, very important. Please, ladies and gents, in-text references and a reference list at the bottom, a comprehensive reference list and a comprehensive in-text. You also need in-text referencing as well. Okay. Painters, if you have a diagram that you've used, you include it here. You don't really need to use any pictures or anything else as part of it. Remember, it is a report. that you would be using, and you could be yeah, if you needed extra diagram or graph or something, then include it. But other than that, you shouldn't need to include anything else. So that really is all from my side, ladies and gents. Thank you for listening to the recording. I do hope it helps. If you've got any questions, please, guys, do not hesitate to email me. I know that there haven't been many students in the CoLab classes, so I'm not too sure how the assignment is coming along, but please do let me know if there are any other questions. I am always willing to help. That's all from my side. Goodbye.